You are now tuned in to Hits 92.3, where we take great pride in personal expression of one's feelings, thoughts, or ideals. What you're getting ready to hear on this show are the opinions of the hosts and their guests, and they do not reflect the opinions of Hits 92.3 radio station, the brand, management, staff, their respective advertisers, parent companies, or affiliates. Now stay tuned as this show begins in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
My kid.
Okay.
Because I also believe like step parents ain't supposed to be doing
So
that.
when we do this, we're on YouTube.
So like if my child is like getting
watch
with
the
you and you gotta
basketball
get at them,
Uh-huh.
be mindful of
We're
how
on
far you
YouTube.
go.
We're also
Because then that's
on
gonna require me to have to be
Instagram
involved in
and,
whatever you want me to be.
Okay. So I think me and the nigga with no kids is on the same page.
Period.
I feel the same way.
Long as you know.
Now I grew up with my mother got remarried, but one thing she did was she never let the man have any say so. He was not my father, and that was established from the jump. He couldn't tell me shit. He couldn't tell me to breathe if he wanted to, right? Which I'm grateful for, because I did have a stepfather who passed. So then I got another stepfather, and the same rules applied, right? You can't tell me shit.
Mama was thorough with her shit.
Oh.
She said, new nigga, old nigga, all you niggas gonna bow down to the same rules. Do you hear me?
But she got men that understood the situation. They didn't want.
They had no choice.
Yeah, they really did. If they wanted my mama, they knew to leave me the fuck alone.
They had no choice.
But I do agree with
What's
that.
your mama name?
Rose.
It was Rose, your daughter, there tripping again. You might want to talk at her.
What the fuck you say? I'm gonna get an ass now. You're right about it. But that's the reality, of how I was raised. So they couldn't say shit to me. But what it did was, when my mom passed, I realized I didn't have a relationship with her husband.
Mm-hmm.
That was never my stepfather. It was always her husband. And so, I mean, we don't have any beef or anything, but I can honestly say we haven't spoken like 8 years.
So let me ask you this. Was your dad around?
Yes.
So maybe your mom felt like she don't need another daddy. I need a
So
man.
when I say my dad was around, I mean he was there, but not in the role of a father. That's not he did not a father. He's my son.
Damn, I tried to give you benefit of the doubt, pops. You know, we fuck up everything.
But she was always, even in their divorce, she was always adamant about that is your father. You know what I mean? Respect your father. That's your father. I don't know. So it just I don't know. I just feel like you shouldn't give them too much. You know what I mean? You should not give them too much authority. But then I can see the other page too. So I can see it where you do need to give them that authority, because that will create the bond. But at the same time, if they decide to leave, then what? What happens?
You don't give everybody that privilege.
Right? You don't.
You get one husband that you know is the best husband you ever had. I ain't never been married, but that's how I feel.
You just get one husband.
I feel like you get one good husband. Like the rest of them, like, they okay. But then you got that one husband that was just like, he was that nigga.
Yeah.
Now he can get those type of privileges. But a husband that's just like,
Okay, I get it. Okay, so
then it depends on if you have children too.
Okay.
Because if you don't have no children, you definitely have to watch how you discipline my child, because I don't want you to go too far.
And that's the other thing too. What if you discipline your child differently? So here, okay, so I asked Instagram, right? So I put up a poll and I asked, Let's see how exactly I phrased the question. So yeah, so I asked how much involvement are you going to give the step parent, and so I'll say 46% of people said they don't care. It just depends on how much the other person wants to be involved. 46% of people said that, and I think that's dangerous.
It is, because they can want to be involved for the wrong reasons.
Exactly. So what if they're involved because they want some pussy? Or what if they're involved because they think that's what you want, or whatever the reason?
Or what if they involved because you they nemesis baby mama?
I mean,
And that's his
you know
lick
he's gonna
back.
throw a wrench in there.
and that's his lick back.
Yeah, I mean, it could be all of that. I think it's dangerous to leave it up to the person. And then also,
does.
if you leave it up to the person, if the person changes, then it changes, right? There's no consistency for your child. Now you've got one person who wants to be a stepdaddy and spank you, and then you got another person who doesn't want to do anything with you. But so I think it becomes dangerous when you do it that way,
I think that's when mom and daddy got to weigh out which one is more important to them.
right?
But no, yeah, I ain't playing all that.
Right. Okay, so then the other part of that poll, 36% of the people said, that's my spouse. You are not my kid's parents. And I wholeheartedly agree with that. I agree. You are my spouse. You are not my children's parent.
I think it
But if
depends
you
on
got
how
me
old the
acting in
kids
the
are,
place
though.
of your child's parent.
I think it depends on how old the kids are.
Okay. No, and that did come up too, as well as what
So-
age do you get them at?
Right. So if you are my spouse and the children are under 10 years old, then you absolutely are their dad. Uh-huh. Oh, you absolutely are their father.
Uh-huh.
And you absolutely should be disciplining them and be a part of their child rearing. Now, if my children are 14, 15, 17, 20, damn it, you're a friend. Like, you're an uncle. You're a mentor. You're a mentor. You're a
Okay.
guidance counselor. Like,
So when mama start fucking guys and counselors,
you're a
then
guidance counselor.
When
You
did mama
are
start?
not here to be my child's secondary parent at this point. They're past parenting. They're into a mentorship type area.
even if I'm doing the work of a parent,
He says
even if I'm doing the work of a parent, like picking your child up from school, helping your kid with homework, making sure they're in the bed at a certain time, making sure the house is good.
So I'm not saying that you don't have any disciplinary action to the kids. You absolutely do. You are the man of the house. You need to run your house. What I'm saying is it's not going to be a situation where if my son didn't do something, you're going to whoop his ass. Like you're not going to spank my daughter at 16, 17. That's not going to happen.
No.
But
So
if you've been in her life since she was 3 and you're the only dad she's ever known, then I think that's a little different. You know what the length of time that you've been in the child's life directly correlates with how much you can discipline that child and to what extent.
I could see that. I could see that. But do you think it's a dangerous slope when you allow someone to do the parent duties, take them to school, fix the dinner, make sure they get dressed or whatever the fuck they need to do, but then you don't allow them to discipline them in the same manner? You don't allow them to.
Again, you can discipline them. You cannot put your hands on my child.
Okay, so it's a type of
oh
discipline.
yeah, okay. I'll put it like this.
Have a good night.
If my son was like bucking up on my husband and that's his father, I'm not saying shit. Whoop your son's ass.
Okay.
Kick that nigga's teeth in. Cause how dare Simba think he about to roll up on Mufasa? Scar the fuck out of that little boy, right? You know what I'm saying?
That
But
was cute.
if
That was
you
cute.
are Scar and Simba is rolling up on you, you just gonna have to push him out of Pride Rock. What you can't do is you can't throw him to the hyenas and shit. Like you can't whoop Simba's ass in that situation, but you can banish him to the land of no return. Like be the father you need to be for your household, but it's a level of how you gonna be that father for me that I gotta step in.
But what if Simba is whooping Nairobi's ass? Then what?
Like
Okay,
this
see,
Lion King
Simba
metaphors
can't
is over
stay
my head.
because no, you can't fuck up that dynamic. Because once I see my son whoop your ass, you can't be my husband no more.
But what if he whooped your son ass?
Now you got your ass whooped by my son.
Yeah, if my son whoop your ass, you can't
But
be
he
my
was trying
husband.
to help you out though.
Huh?
He was trying to help you out.
Oh no, I'm definitely the type of parent that's gonna stop it. But if it happened, like let's say they was rumbling in the jungle before I got home, and
You
I
got a
find
whole
out that my
scenario.
son whipped your
I
ass.
should be imagining this shit like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Junebug on
you should have known not to fuck with him. Should have stepped back, kid. You know, I don't know. I
You
just
definitely no longer the king of the house if you get your ass whooped by the son.
Yeah, if you get your ass whooped by your stepson, nigga, you is the stepson.
right. For real.
Y'all got stepkids?
Yeah.
Y'all got stepkids?
Would y'all be stepmoms?
No, we don't like them. No stepkids.
Would y'all be a
you date man
stepmom?
with kids? Okay, so we would date to have stepkids. Okay. I don't know.
I can't date no man with kids.
Oh, you can't because
No.
you would, and that's a great question. So if you're not willing to be a step parent, that eliminates the dating pool. Like,
Yeah, I don't want to be no stepdad.
no,
I do not have it in me to raise another nigga's kids.
that is.
I admire men who can raise other people's kids. I just don't have that in me.
No, I get it. I don't want no one else's kid in my house either. I done seen that movie with the little orphan girl.
I don't watch too many fucking movies.
Yeah, I don't want. I mean, and I don't. And the thing is, so I have my own children, right? So if I have a step kid and I have my own child, I promise you, I'm not gonna like your kid as much as I like my kid.
Hell
and
no.
that's just honest. You know, I'm not. I can't love them the way I love my own child.
Like I'll be sneaking them snacks and then look at your kid like
Sunshine looking at me crazy, but over here we respect that. Like, can you honestly say you would love another person's child as much as your own? In a
I believe it's
combined
possible.
family. You do?
For some people it's possible, just not for me.
Yeah.
I will say that depending on when I enter that child's life, the motherly instinct and love that I have for that child would be a lot stronger if I entered that child's life as a toddler or as a young child than if I entered that child's life as a teenager. Right.
And I understand that.
So the love would definitely be different. It would be more of a respect or more of a mutual, camaraderie or whatever. But I think love comes in forms of having to care and do things and have different
and it's supposed to be unconditional.
and have different type of experiences. And I think once children get to that age of finding themselves and wanting to be out on their own and stuff, you don't get the chance to make the same amount of experiences.
Okay, I know. I definitely get the age because that does make a difference. But I mean, honestly, I always think of situations in the worst way possible. And all I can imagine, if there was a fire and I have to get both these children out, I'm getting my child out first. And that's just reality. Like, I might have to step over your child to get my child out. So,
hey, wasn't it an episode of Tyler Perry's House of Pain about that shit?
Did they do that?
Yeah.
She saved the stepkids. She said, "Happy birthday!
Feliz
Happy birthday to all the stepdaddies! Stepdaddies, we're doing birthday shots, so we're saying happy birthday to all the stepdaddies. If y'all got stepkids, come talk to us. If y'all hate stepkids, come talk to us." Exactly.
See, that's the same shit I
That's
said.
what we're saying. If you gave your stepkids back, come talk to us. All right, come on. Right here, tell me about it. Right here. There's your mic. Right there. Your mic. So we got someone here whose exact quote is "fuck them kids," which we are very familiar with because Sunshine has made that her motto. So go ahead. Why are we saying "fuck them stepkids"?
Right, we're gonna say "fuck them stepkids." Well, they're not stepkids; they my real kids. But fuck them kids. But I love them. I love them though. I love them to death. You know what I'm saying? But fuck them kids because they don't know how to stop crying. They want me to pick them up.
He
walk around
said,
the
"But
house
I'm
with
a
What
them.
if you
daddy,
got? What if you got a stepdaddy that got them to stop crying?
All right, now I gotta hand the mic over to my boy.
Okay.
They still straight, but they ain't talking about shit, man. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids. That's
So
the
what
that's the
how do you
hashtag.
feel
Fuck
about
them
a
kids.
stepdaddy coming in the
2025.
picture and raising your children? How do y'all feel about that? A stepdaddy who gonna raise them?
We not doing that because everything gonna be financially straight
So
Well,
at
what
the end of the
beyond
day,
financials?
ain't
What
no
if they come with
stepdaddy.
the mentorship
You just go out
the
and have
lessons?
fun. You don't bring that dirty dick little nigga around my kids. You feel what I'm saying? That's all that is.
Okay, so
Even
would
if they
you
married-
date a woman with children? Would you marry a woman with
I
children?
wouldn't
and
marry,
become-
but I would date. I have dealt and dated females with women.
Did you? How did you discipline their kids? Did you interact with their children?
I didn't discipline their kids because they're not my seed.
Okay,
You know
so
what I'm saying?
and that's
so
what we're saying
I can
too.
always point them in the right direction, but I wouldn't discipline them at all.
Okay, no, I definitely agree with that. Okay, Pops.
They daddy ain't talking about shit. He ain't around. Them my kids when I'm around them. I do what the fuck I do. I ain't gonna lie
Okay,
to
so have y'all ever broke up with your stepkids? Left them? You left the woman?
you. Yeah,
Because I know a lot
Hey,
of guys
I was a
who
broke
date-
up step kid.
that's a hard
Yeah.
pill to swallow, but I mean,
Yeah.
shit. At the end of the day, it's a relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If y'all ain't locked in 100% and you gotta leave the kids there with it, it feel bad, but it's like, man, it come with.
But
the
it's
territory.
reality, right?
Yeah.
So have you? What if you were in a situation where you have your own kid, and then y'all have they have their own kid as well? Y'all come together. Does that kid get the same treatment as your own kid?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like if I'm in the picture, I ain't gonna care regardless if I had you or not. If I'm around you and I treat you like a child, you my child. You know what I mean? I look at it like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, that's interesting. That's real. Are you stepchildren at all? Y'all got step parents?
No, all my kids is by me. So therefore, I feel like as a step parent, I feel like your discipline come with a restraint.
Okay.
I don't feel like you can discipline to the full extent,
right.
if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't. That's what Sunshine was trying to say. She was saying you could do a little bit, but not too much.
So you can discipline, but you can't overstep your boundaries at the
Okay.
same time, because at some point in time, kids have transparency with their parents. If that makes sense. Depending on the level of transparency, they probably would be able to. The parent would probably be able to understand where the kid is coming from.
Right.
But if not, you always should try to steer the kid in the right direction. That's how I feel. As if, but don't ever try to just narrate a whole kid life if that's not your if that's not your seed.
Okay.
You know?
That makes sense though, because it's just about being a good human. It sounds like what you're talking about. If there's a
Just
kid
all
involved,
around the board.
yeah,
you know?
just be good to the kid.
Yeah, just be a good person.
What if the
at
kid
heart.
is an asshole? The step kid is an asshole.
Well, you got to teach the kid that
Okay.
being an asshole is not always good for you. It can
Uh-huh.
help you in I'm trying to tell you because I'm turned up on the podcast.
Indeed, I got you drunk before the podcast.
Trying to listen, you're definitely right. Did y'all get this on the podcast?
She, I don't even know. Yeah, it's all on
I
there.
hope y'all answer
We
this
definitely hear her ass.
But this is
So,
a serious matter.
It is, and we.
It's kind of a difficult question because at the end of the day, though, I don't deal with step kids. And when I do come across people where they got kids already, I try to just encourage the kid and try to figure out what the kid like. And once I figure out what the kid like or what the kid is interested in, I try to just boost it and just try to give them as much encouragement as possible.
Okay, so I get your answer. It's really just about, like you said, like morals. It's
You
just
have to
about being
believe in
good.
you have to believe in your kid. Just
Now
due to
being-
the fact of growing up,
Mm-hmm.
you have to understand how much talent and wisdom and just passion get undermined by a parent due to the child want to pursue something, and the parent may feel as if they don't have time or
They
the
can't put
effort
the
or
energy
money,
in. Yeah.
the energy into it. So all that take, you can take that into account to everything. My bad, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, there you go. You.
I'm trying to tell you, look.
His
Another
answer,
shot. I can get this motherfucker talk shit.
his answer was really, really good. He started off way different than he ended up, y'all.
I definitely can get on bullshit, but you know what I'm saying?
You can be.
We're gonna keep this shit presentable. You know what I'm saying?
So
This
presentable.
shit presentable.
So I got a question. So being that you date, you out here dating, right? Have you ever come across a woman who is really dating to find a father for her children?
When I come across a woman and she have kids already, she's, to be honest, it be more so of a fling.
Okay.
She don't be looking for something to build on or get me involved in her kid's life and her personal life.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, it's like
You don't even meet the kids. You
I don't
see
meet the kids,
yeah.
and I would draw the line and tell them like, you know, I don't want to meet your kids if we're not really serious.
All right.
You know?
Yeah,
I
no,
was just about to
that
say
she
that.
and she shouldn't be introducing everybody to her fucking kids either.
I
it's
know a
some
couple
females out
girls
here
who do
throw their
that.
kids on.
And so that's what my question was more so like there are women who I swear they're dating to just find daddies. It's not even about a husband. They want someone to raise their kids so they can say they got a
Let me tell you
father.
something, man. Let me tell you something that a lot of people don't understand.
Uh-huh.
People would be stepdaddy for that pussy. Let me tell you.
Man,
They will be stepdaddy for that
they
pussy.
will be
Let me tell you
stepdaddy for the pussy.
Because people, they stand at their mama
That's the
house.
most
They stand at their
stupidest shit I ever
house.
heard.
It's true though. It's
Listen,
just, I have had dudes holler at me through my children. You know what I mean? Oh, they
let me
have
take them kids to the
Like the
park.
bus driver.
it's
I'll take them
Christmas
kids to the park.
it's Christmas
Why you
time.
Hello.
That bus driver got
He said
No,
they
not
would be
me.
stepdaddies through the coochie. Now
But
that
I'm
is
true.
tell you,
They'll
that is
try to
serious.
pay
look,
for
let me
shit
tell you
for your
something.
children.
These niggas be sleeping. They be couch warriors.
Uh-huh.
These niggas be couch warriors. So when they see a advantage, they gonna say full advantage.
Right.
They gonna.
Because a lot of times a good mother equals a good partner, right? She's
Well, let me tell you
nurturing,
something.
caring.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you
Excuse me,
something.
we have
A
we
good-
have one
a-
right here who said
good
he'll be a
mother-
stepdaddy for that pussy. Hold
A
on.
good
now.
mother be
what he
lonely as
look
fuck.
like?
A good mother is
How
lonely as
How
lonely
much
as
money
fuck.
you got? No.
Good mother is lonely as fuck. I'm sorry to tell you. A good mother that got morals, she's lonely because
She
she's
definitely
not
is lonely.
coming up off of her pussy and her money
That's
as
true.
easy as
I
any
can
other
agree with
woman.
I
that.
wouldn't call
You
it
get what I'm
lonely
saying?
though. Being by yourself is not lonely. That's the difference. So I get what you're saying. She don't
No.
got time for the bullshit. So
No, a
she
lot
out
of the
here
women do
fucking.
be lonely.
But I'm gonna tell you
They
something.
do.
I
I can't
converse.
say all of them,
converse
but
with
I
a
can
lot of
agree with
women
some of them.
that's successful. I
Uh-huh.
converse with a lot of
Yeah.
women that's successful, and
We don't
a
got
lot of
time for
men,
y'all
a lot of
ass.
men that they come across, like men, is on the back burner because a lot of men that they come across
Uh-huh.
don't be on the same timetable as them.
Yeah. No, yeah.
And,
No,
mo-
that's-
and most of
that's-
them be wanting
so
to
you
just
already
goddamn
got a
get their
strike
rocks
on you.
off. If
When
we
you,
being
when you
honest.
enter the room, you already got a strike on you.
And I'm gonna just keep it a buck. A lot of the women don't want niggas anyway.
Yeah. That's true.
So
too.
hold on, we gotta answer from the audience. Go ahead and tell us
All
what
right,
you're
I
saying,
gotta
sir.
take a shot.
No, I was just saying I do agree with Twin. He's not wrong at all. But sometimes, some parents they already got things not situated with the baby father or
Yeah.
that other type of, life the kids are taken care of or they handle the business. But on the happiness or on the, pleasing side, shit ain't really, you know what I mean?
So look, bro, I fuck with you because you agree with me, but we not twins. You got a whole beard over there. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole beard,
It's
man.
Atlanta shit.
We're not
I don't know
twins.
you, so
They
it's twin,
fraternal,
like,
y'all. They
you know
are
what I'm saying?
fraternal.
You got a whole beard over there. We are
Type
not
shit.
twins.
It be
Full
like
beard
that,
and
though.
no beard.
So listen, but look though,
I guess I'm giving.
I'm gonna keep it a bean with everybody. I'm gonna keep it a bean, bro.
When what have you?
Niggas be so turned on about that for that hormone bone in their body, but that shit don't provide. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas will chase a good looking female versus a good looking bad. You know what I'm saying?
True.
So it's like a dude would chase a female and push up on a female at the bar, but then when the female asks them, "What can you do for me?" they feel like the female is using them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But more so, it's like a female is asking you in third person, "If I have a family with you, would you be able to take care of my family?" You get what I'm saying?
But
As
that's up
as
to
a
her to learn
man,
how to
you're supposed to be
communicate,
a provider and a protector.
So we have another comment from the gallery. This young lady said, "Hey, look, she said my
Yeah, we in
answer
here,
ain't
like, somewhere.
nowhere near like y'all. So tell us what you got to say, baby."
Okay, let's listen.
You on the south side, Camp Creek.
So the question is, what question are we on at this point?
You said what the question is?
Go ahead, Alex.
The question is, it's right here. It goes like this: how much involvement are you allowing your new spouse with your children?
There we go.
So
Amari
I
right
think
there at
if
the bar
you're a
taking drinks.
spouse, right? Like, so when two become one, you become
Latino.
one flesh, right? So what I bring is yours. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine, and what's ours is ours. So if you come to the relationship with children, I'm gonna love those children like they're mine, and that's my perspective.
Yeah.
And I will hope the same for whoever I end up with, and that's just my
Everything's
perspective.
being
So
used.
then I've got another question for you, Dollface,
But
right?
you can't unplug.
Let's say y'all already in the relationship and then he come home and say he accidentally got another kid, do you love that kid like your kids?
I was about to ask you that question.
So are we married or?
Yeah, you married. This your man. This your husband. And he accidentally came home with another bambino from another person. Do you still love that kid
He
the
came
way
home with
you
another
love
what?
your other kids?
He brought another baby home.
No, what you call it?
I mean,
A
I think that's a
bambino.
great question. I think that the child is innocent, right? So the child, I mean, the child didn't ask to be here, right? I can't
Didn't.
fault the child. I mean, because so the love that I have for the child, I mean, if we're married and we want to make it work, then yes, I will love the child.
And that was the key phrase. She said, if we want to make it work. So if you decide to stay with them after they've had the outside baby, then you have to accept that baby. But my friend Sunshine says,
Fuck them kids.
okay.
Fuck that little bit. I ain't buying your baby no McDonald's. They ain't getting no Jordans. I'm not
So-
watching your big-headed ass little baby.
So
I'm
I'm-
about to teach your baby that my
Sunshine,
macaroni and
sunshine,
cheese is
sunshine,
better than your
sunshine,
mama macaroni.
sunshine.
Now, why you doing
Sunshine.
that?
Fuck
Why
that
you
little
doing
baby.
that though?
Because you shouldn't have brought
Why
that
you doing that,
big-headed ass
though?
little baby home.
Why?
But think
How is
about
that gonna really shake shit up?
But so here's my thing. What Sunshine is saying is that she's forgiven her man. She's
'Cause that's
staying
a-
I didn't
with
say
her
I
man.
forgave him.
But cheating?
That's a constant
No,
reminder that he
you're
cheated.
staying
What you giving him for?
She's for bringing home a baby, right? If you staying with him,
So
you're
you might as
forgiving
well
him.
bring old girl to the house too, then, so it can be easier.
He
on
would have
you.
had a better chance doing that than
No.
bringing home a baby.
You're right about that, but it's a package deal. Why not bring everything to the house?
And that's my thing. So
Because you should have wore a condom.
you shouldn't have not.
Let me tell you
cheated.
something. Let me
shouldn't
tell you
have got
something.
caught.
Let me tell you something though. I want you to process this. Think about the comfort that he
I
had
don't
with
think-
old girl to have that baby.
I don't think so
The
because
comfort.
you wouldn't be
The comfort though.
Anthony
No,
Edwards
because you
ain't
wouldn't
had
be
no
comfort if
with
she
no
brought a
bitch
baby
that
home.
had no baby. Sometimes it just be a problem. I'm trying to tell y'all. I ain't buying that little kid no McDonald's.
Yes.
Yeah.
But could you handle your girl coming
Don't
home
not
with a
talk
baby?
in the mic. It's people
Come home
watching,
with a
sir.
baby.
If
Yeah.
your girl came home with a baby,
Could you handle
would
that?
you accept that baby? That
I'm
baby
gonna hit
is
the
in his
threshold fast as the baby hit the threshold.
house. What's that
Damn.
mean?
He
You know what
ain't,
the
he ain't
threshold
gonna
is?
be there. That's
As
the
in
front
there?
door.
What you
That
mean?
threshold
Oh, the
mean
front door.
The
Oh.
outline of that door, that front door. I'm
Okay.
getting the fuck on. Fast as you walk in, I'm walking out.
But
And
why do men think women supposed to take that though? Cause just hear me
What
out.
you mean, take that as in like if a nigga come home with a baby.
Because there's more men bringing home babies than it is women.
Right. We
Now
get
let me tell you
abortions.
something. The niggas is not bringing
Plan
the babies.
Bs.
Look, let me tell you something. The niggas not bringing the babies home. And when I say they're not bringing them home, I mean as in they're not walking through that front door with the baby. They walking through with the news. They're not walking through with the baby.
But
No,
if
no,
you
no,
do
no,
it
no.
Like, I got
It's a
baby
lot.
on you.
It's a lot of
I'm not
black
bringing no baby
stepmamas
into
out there
this
though.
household.
Right.
It's
So
a lot of
the
there's a lot of
reality
stepmamas.
is you have the baby. You got to take that baby at some point. The dad has to bring that baby
To
home.
that
right?
house.
I've been meaning to say this for years. Let me tell you something.
You
On
might
top
not
of
want.
that, with
you
with
might
the
wanna
baby
put that-
situation, this is gonna dead everything. Listen, I want people to stop harming other people. You know what I'm saying? Like if like I didn't been to sleep around people where I wake up in the middle of the night and I ask them like, "What's wrong with you?" And they say, "I'm just crying. I'm up late at night and I can't sleep because I'm thinking about what do you do when I'm not with you." You get what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
So it's like at the end of the day, you have to realize that when you born into this world by yourself, you're gonna be taken out, unfortunately, by yourself.
Correct.
You get what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you got to understand that we all on borrowed time. Every dick and every pussy, you might have to exclude this out the podcast.
No,
but
we keep it
every
real.
dick and every pussy.
It's
has
a
a
no.
barcode
We're gonna
on it.
keep it in there.
Uh-huh,
we got
we gonna
you,
say
man.
it twice.
It has a barcode on
Make
it.
sure you're clear.
That barcode, that shit is not for you.
Okay.
That
No.
barcode is not your barcode. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like people will crash out and hurt somebody because somebody cheated on them. But like, bro, you on borrowed time.
Oh,
Your
okay.
feelings is borrowed time. You feel what I'm saying? Like the way you feel about a person, you can feel about the next person as well, the same.
People don't realize that
but-
though.
But,
But
you
hold
get
on.
caught up in the moment.
Hear me out. Even Jesus flipped over a table. Even Jesus flipped over a table.
He flipped over a table, but he got back on his back and stood strong on his feet.
He
don't
did,
know
but the
about
rage
flipping.
was still there. So you got to allow people to go through that because of that's what makes them human.
Right, and you can go
But
through
do
it.
you want to put somebody's life at risk over a temporary moment where it's like as if you don't have no more drugs in place, you locked in the cell by yourself, and you realize at the end of the day that shit was not worth it for me to try to cause bodily harm to somebody else over a 5 to 10 minute pleasure moment. A
For me,
pleasuring
I
moment.
agree with you. However, I'm seeing both sides of it, right? You shouldn't have put that person in that
Listen,
predicament to even
let me tell you
crash out
something.
that bad.
I don't care if it's same sex, different colors. I don't give a fuck. At the same time, you have to understand that we all only got three things in common. We got a birth date.
A death date.
No, we got to live.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody got to live, regardless of how rough, nice, sweet, whatever. You have to live, but then you got a death date. So we all got three things in common. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you can't focus on, oh, I want this person right here to be my person.
Right.
How you know if you force this person to be your person, they only gonna be your person for 6 months?
And I mean,
But you've been living 21 years.
But
and
I also-
And you
definitely.
have a tremendous time to go.
Mm-hmm.
You have ample amount of time to go. But you focusing on this one person when you can deal with that trauma and get over it. Why do you have to cause bodily harm to somebody else in order to satisfy your grievance?
Yeah, I know. I mean, and that your philosophies are ones that I actually agree with. And it sounds like you've had to go through some shit to get to that point. But if your bitch come home with a baby, are you gonna be
crashing-
kumbaya like that, or are you gonna crash the fuck out?
He
Is you
just
gonna,
said he walking out the
So
door.
what's
I
crashing
don't-
out? What's crashing out? Because at the end of the
are
day,
you gonna gently walk out the door?
So if you crashing out, that means you have to find out who the father of that baby is. You have to find out how long that shit was going on. So in the process of that, you've been and killed the motherfucker that
I mean, you don't gotta kill
you
them.
pressing about the information.
Yeah.
You've been and killed them by the end.
But what you
Because
not? Do you not
you've
feel
been
like
and
you
did some shit
deserve?
that
You
not-
deserve that information. You and your girl locked in. Y'all live together. Y'all live life, and she come home
But
pregnant.
shit ain't just gravy. You can't just say like a bitch is gonna come home with a baby. No, y'all had to been having problems.
No, because
No?
some niggas just be
No, wait
cheating
a
just
minute.
to be
Hold on,
cheating.
hold on, hold
I
on.
said niggas or
Wait,
females.
hold on.
Both.
I gotta wait.
Both.
Sunshine, hold on.
Both.
Wait.
She called her own
Hold
name.
on. Wait. I gotta say
I like
something.
your question.
Pick
Okay,
me.
yeah. Cause see, look, this the thing though. Like you making it seem like women don't just like to go sit on something every once in a while.
And y'all will never know.
Now let me tell you something.
No.
Women
Wait, let me-
are some of the I can't even say it. Unique creatures in this world, and women make the world go round.
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you that right
That
now.
don't have nothing to do about needing to sit on something every
But
once
now
in a
listen,
while.
when women need to sit on something, that's just the same urge that men get from wanting to bust a nut.
Yeah.
And
Exactly,
with
because
that-
we both
but look though,
humans.
with that being said, if you in a relationship with another man and y'all have an understanding, and you decide to step out on that understanding, at the end of the day, you have that choice. Because I look at pussy and dick. I don't know if this is getting edited or getting aired, but I look at pussy and dick as a barcode.
Right.
You
You,
own
you've
your
already said
barcode.
that. But what I'm saying is you're making, I said I ain't
Somebody
never
said
seen
a
my
barcode.
but stay over there, twin. But see, this is the thing. But no, this is the thing about it. What you're saying that, but you making it seem like it would be different for a woman to bring home a child versus a man bringing home a child. And what
That's
I'm
what
saying
he said,
is,
friend.
if you have sex, it doesn't matter which one you are. If you have sex without a condom, you have the possibility of bringing home a child. It doesn't matter if you are a man or a
boy or a
woman.
girl, yeah.
So the question becomes, if you are a man in a relationship with your woman who just so happens to have set on something and just so happened to accidentally got pregnant. Like a man said, I didn't mean for her to get pregnant. It just accidentally happened. If it just accidentally happened, can you just continue to stay in that relationship?
So that's a unisex question, definitely.
You ain't bringing home no baby
so-
on me. I don't care who y'all.
With that being said,
Why did you get off camera, sir? We are recording live.
sorry.
Damn, y'all don't
Dude
understand
was standing right there.
production.
I'm sorry. I'm
Y'all
sorry.
niggas don't understand production at all. Well, then look at the camera.
Teach 'em,
Be a
teach 'em,
professional.
teach
Hold the
'em.
microphone up.
Teach
Turn
'em.
it around so it say
Yes,
it's
Lord.
92.3. You is stressing me.
I apologize about
Somebody give me a drink.
that. I apologize about
Real
this.
He
bad.
paying for it.
And put it on him.
I was just about to say he
Put it on
paying
his-
for
put
it.
it on his
I'm
tab.
not drinking. I'm not drinking
He just stressed
Tijuana
us.
water. I want Tijuana liquor.
But no, I
But
think
listen,
I think I
listen.
said a whole lot of stuff
You
to not
have-
answer the question though.
She got
Yes.
Definitely said a whole lot of shit, not
Okay,
answering the
look,
question.
I'm gonna try to answer the question to my best ability, but she got some very valid points.
It's the same shit we said.
Because-
but go ahead.
The shit that she asks, I wonder, like, if my girl was to walk in the house with a baby or just saying she got a baby in her stomach, like, what the fuck would I really do?
Exactly.
Like, and I'd be like, okay, I might step out or do this, that, and the third.
No,
But
you
it's like,
definitely crashing
if my
out.
girl go out there and really get pregnant by a nigga, how would I really feel? You know
that's
what I'm saying?
that's what we
So-
get
You
to.
keep saying that, but that's the question.
That's-
It's
yeah.
a question mark, not a statement.
So this is the
Most
question
men
mark.
gonna
Answer
crash
it.
out.
Listen,
We
I'm-
only got
I'ma
an
be-
hour, Shouty. They about to
How
be
long
doing
we been on air? How
karaoke.
long we been on air?
We've been waiting for you for 20 minutes.
I'm sorry
You
about
got
that.
karaoke coming up
with
next.
y'all.
We
nigga.
fuck with
We
you.
fuck with you too. All right, let's go to the next
We got a
question. You
whole
give us your
nother
opinion on that
question.
one
Let
too.
me tell you something. Okay, unless
We
your
do.
unless your dude is paying all the bills, all the utility bills, the car note, or whatever the case may be, unless he's doing that, he feel like he has a sense of entitlement. And when I say entitlement, I feel as if
Possession
Don't-
over your pussy.
don't laugh at me. I'm about to say that. Don't laugh at me because I feel like a nigga feel like they have a possession over you, like you they property.
Mm-hmm.
When it's like they don't pay no car note, they don't pay no mortgage over you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
1 month they can feel like they don't have it to pay to get your nails done, and you go get your nails done, and then you send the pictures to a nigga that paid to get your nails done, and you feel like, okay, you're not on top of your game.
So you think just because you don't pay to get my nails done, I'm gonna go have sex with somebody else?
That's simple. That's simple. The nail shit is simple. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I've been paying for nails since I was 14.
And they all fuck?
When nails was only $25 to get your nails done, I was paying for nails when I was 15. You get what I'm saying?
Hey, I'm gonna
And
say
if
this.
she had a baby on you, would you be mad?
Man, listen. I'm gonna tell y'all something. And she probably gonna end up seeing this shit, a clip or whatever y'all do.
Uh-huh.
But I had a high school sweetheart. I swear to God. She cheated on me with a bisexual nigga.
Uh-huh.
You
Did
get
she
what I'm-
bring home a baby?
No.
Oh,
Fuck
okay.
no. Yeah. But she cheated on me with a bisexual dude.
Uh-huh.
You get what I'm saying?
Who's to
And
say that
I
she was the
so-
one taken?
I was in disbelief. I was in disbelief. Everything. I was so distraught. Like, that
Uh-huh.
shit was crazy. But at the end of the day, it wasn't what she really wanted to do. It was the turmoil that I was building up.
That you put her through.
You get what I'm saying? And I
Uh-huh.
felt as if I wasn't doing it in her stomping grounds. then-
Damn, you was fucking bitches at her that she went to school with. You was fucking bitches she knew.
She probably knew of, but she didn't know them. She didn't know them.
Okay.
You know,
I think that's still too close for comfort, though, bro.
Yeah, it was too
Definitely,
close for
definitely,
comfort. You know what I'm saying?
definitely.
But I was naive and I was young and I really didn't know.
I feel like you still fuck your bitches friends.
No, let me say something.
All right, wait. Before we go, hold on, wait a minute. Before we go down this rabbit hole, we got question number 2.
Uh-huh.
How much involvement would you expect as a new spouse?
So
Limited to none.
none.
To be honest,
So if
limited
you
to
get
none.
with a
Limited
woman
to
who
none.
has children,
Limited to none. Because
limited
I
to
understand.
none.
I understand the time that they have to put in with their kids.
Uh-huh.
Because I got 2 kids myself,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like for me to walk out the house, my son, it's hard to walk out the house because my son and my daughter is step for step with me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm not a deadbeat ass daddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not one of them daddies where it's like, just let me get my
We didn't
kid.
believe you
Let me
was.
get my kid on the weekend.
Yeah, we didn't think you was.
Like, I will pull up, take my daughter to school, go pick my son up while you at work. You get what I'm saying? I'm not one of them. So
in the
I can't
event-
relate to that.
All right, so
event
look, I
that-
got a point. Let me see Mike real quick. We're gonna take this right here.
Uh-huh.
So listen, real quick. I don't want no involvement. I did. I'm gonna give it back, but we still got a show we got to get through. It's all out of love, no disrespect, nobody. But personally, I think for me, I don't want. Depending on how old the kid is. If the
Uh-huh.
kid, like Sunshine said earlier, it's an age bracket.
Mhm.
Depending on like if it's like a kid that's maybe like in between the ages of like 5 to 10, I still got like 10 more years left with you. So in that situation, If their father's active, I will have as much responsibility as that father would like,
That's
out
a-
of respect for that
that's
other
a
father.
good point that I hadn't thought about. The bio parent,
Mhm.
the one that you're not married to, how much? Yeah, how much
Yeah.
involvement would they allow? Like taking their input.
It's up to them.
Yeah,
you
I
know,
never thought about
out
that.
of respect for them, because especially for another black man, because I feel like as a black man, you ain't gonna disrespect me.
Right.
And I feel like that can borderline be disrespectful to the other parent. So it's all about what, to me, in my opinion, what the parents allow. Like, okay, hey, look, we need to sit down. It comes with being able to have open conversation as adults, to where you can get to a point to where you can say, okay, well, I know my child's very mouthy.
Uh-huh.
So this is what we do when she get mouthy. I'm allowing you to try that. And then if that don't work, then you come back to us and you let us know, and we
Look
take
at
the next
Samaj giving me advice on how to raise my baby.
That's just me. I'm the nigga with no kids.
Yeah. But for a nigga with no kids, you made really, really, really good point.
I want to be a nigga with kids
With
one
kids
day.
one day. Not a stepdaddy though.
Not a stepdaddy.
But no, I never ever considered that aspect of the conversation until you just said it. But just considering that other person who's not involved, but how much does the father want you to be a stepfather? You know what I'm saying? How much do they want you? How much permission are they giving you to discipline? And I think that's really,
Even
really
with the
interesting.
mamas.
Yeah.
But I also think too, though, you got to be realistic, because a lot of these men and women still be bitter and still wanting the person that you're married to. So they'll say stuff like, "Oh, you don't need to have no involvement with my child," to make it difficult for her because she or him, because they think they gonna leave.
And that's the reality too. So when I was doing my rounds before the show, I spoke with someone sitting over there, and they made that statement too. They was like, the only time there's any bitterness is when there's still feelings. When there's feelings,
That is true.
That comes with the bitterness. That comes with the control. And so, first of all, I'll say this: y'all don't need to do that to them babies. Don't let your feelings for this man or that woman affect how you deal with your own children, because the children are going to see that. And that's going to become their normal. You know what I mean? That's the fucked up shit they're going to end up seeing. And you're going to have fucked up kids that turn into fucked up adults.
I agree.
Sorry.
I think we're on the same side this time. High five. We did that. We finally came to some common ground.
Because both of us, in our experience, we're not step parents, but we
we've
have
been
been step children. And like for my situation, when my parents divorced, I was less than 2 years old. My mother let my father take me. Him and his new wife took me. Then one day my mom was like, "No, I want you back." And I had been with them for about 1.5 years. My stepmother could not understand that concept. In her head, she was my mother. She ended up kidnapping me, taking me from daycare, taking me all the way up to North Georgia into a hotel room. I don't even know what the fuck she was gonna do.
You need to write a book.
Oh no, I do. But it was I would say it was a friendly kidnapping, because I didn't know I was taken. I told Sunshine this. I didn't know
That was the most swiftest taking I've ever heard
She
of.
did. She came and got me from daycare. But mind you, I grew up with her for 1.5 years. I
So it
knew
was
her.
comfortable.
She was my stepmom. Yeah, and I don't think she would have harmed me. But I mean, police were called. They didn't know where I was. It got big. But in her head, she had been given this power.
Did she have kids?
At the time, she thought she couldn't have kids. And I was her. So when my mom took me back,
that was her one
Yes.
chance to be an actual
and
mom.
she used to try to make me call her mom, and my mom would say, "No, I'm
she
your
has some
mom.
shit, yeah.
Her name is Mary. Like you cannot do that." And so
That's
when I
how
look
it was
at things,
with me as a kid. I had to call my stepdad dad, even though he wasn't my dad.
And did you call him dad?
I had to. I was young. They forced me to.
I didn't go through that.
How did it make you feel calling him dad? Did you have like regret, or did you just be like, "Fuck this nigga," or like what? What?
It wasn't until I was discussing my home life with my actual father, and I said something like "mom" and "dad," and saw the look on my real dad's face that I felt bad. Like I was telling Kels today. Now, as an adult, I don't call him dad. I call him Mike. Like I call him by his name, but I definitely, as an adult, feel some kind of way that they forced me to. But I was 5. Like I was like 4 or 5 years old when he met me. So dad was a respect factor. They weren't about to let me call this grown man by his name.
And
you know what I mean?
That was my
Or it could have been
issue.
like Mr. John or Mr. You
Who-
know.
what kid living in your house gonna call you Mister?
But with my situation, my dad, he
A lot of
never
them is
made me
married to their
respect
daddy
them.
right now.
But my dad never made me respect the women that he married. Like I still was number one. I could sit in the front seat as a 5-year-old. I could make the grown woman sit in the back seat.
Oh, that's a problem.
Hell
It
Nah,
is-
that's a
it
problem.
raised me. That's why I'm the
What
That's
type
why
of
she's
women
the
did
way
he
she
go
is.
with?
white bitches.
That's why.
Got a
'cause
lot of- oh, sorry.
I
Little
wouldn't have.
white girl.
I could. Back
But no, but
seat.
that was the thing. Yes, I would ride in the front. I took whatever I wanted was first. And he made sure that they knew that and they were okay with that. And my dad provided a lot of things. So, you know, certain women, if you give them stuff, they just shut up.
Cocaine and white bitches.
Like, but I mean,
Thank
that's
God
the
your dad
reality.
didn't grow up with a woman like me, and I ain't even a woman. But I'm just saying, mentally, I
No,
sometimes
but
think
it
like
is.
a woman.
It was messed up because it put me in a position where I have very little respect for authority. And that was probably both my parents' fault. You know, no one could tell me what to do except for them. But by the time I was 12, I was on my 3rd stepmom. So that title really meant nothing to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean anything. So yeah, no, I mean I definitely get it. I definitely get it. But I think there's just a certain level of respect you have to establish that, and it can't waver. I don't think it should waver from person to person. You know, if this is the line, then that's the line for no matter who the step parent is.
But I think that's why it's important to marry the right person.
Yeah, I mean it's important, but it's hard.
It is hard, but I feel like it's take your damn time.
That part. Y'all
That's the
heard that?
problem.
That's a public service announcement.
All
When
y'all
you
who want a
get
husband,
married,
take your damn time.
Take your
That's the
time.
problem.
we
Rome
crazy.
wasn't built overnight,
It wasn't. How long?
and you don't want to be with somebody for 5 minutes and marry them, and now you got to spend at least 30 years with them, and they
Oh,
batshit crazy
Lord.
because you didn't take your time.
Exactly. You see, Tony Braxton had tried to get a divorce from Birdman 2 days later.
And-
It didn't work.
What?
It was 2
No.
weeks later, but she already knew that wasn't gonna
But
work.
can you imagine a situation like Birdman is your stepdaddy? That's weird.
He just gonna try to kiss you in the mouth like he did Lil Wayne.
Oh,
That's gay. That's very gay.
You know what? You
That's
calling
gay.
something gay is
That's-
hilarious.
no, because
That's gay for a nigga like me.
So,
That's gay.
It's okay for you to do that and call that gay, but I can't call that gay. It's a straight.
Oh,
man.
I don't get offended. I don't get offended.
Okay.
You don't got to worry about me. You got to worry about the other letters. I'm just one
with
nigga.
you.
I'm
with
just
you,
one
yeah.
nigga.
That
He
shit
said
gay.
them other letters can't take
The
no
other
self-
letters,
That shit
but
was gay.
at least with the G, you all right.
Yeah. No, because there's different kinds of gay.
And gay can mean happy. It's all in how you use
The
it.
Flintstones was gay as hell.
Super
That
gay.
shit wasn't happy. That shit was gay. In my Riley voice, that shit was gay, nigga.
See what I'm saying? We let Riley get away with it. That's what- It's all in how you use it. You know, long as you ain't using it as a dagger, you good.
Right? It's how you
Cause some shit you do gotta look and be like, bruh, that was gay as fuck. Why would you do that?
exactly.
Like you gotta call it what it is.
An adjective.
You definitely gotta call some shit what it is.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, wait. I be sending him memes, and he be like, "Why you send me that gay ass shit?"
Cause I saw a little suspect scene earlier, and I was like, sunshine, that shit gay.
That's why I love you, real nigga full set.
Yeah,
Real
that shit
nigga full set.
gay. Hey, I'm missing one, but that's okay.
If y'all don't know, we're out here at Harold's Bar and Grill off of Camp Creek every Monday night. We come out here 7:30 and we watch people trip over that floor mat, but we don't say nothing.
And that's okay.
Yeah, you guys got to come out here. The best bartenders after 7:30.
Here he come. Hey, you watch
What
this?
you
We
gonna do with
got
her?
time, so I'm gonna pass it back to you. You
All
got
right, so
you
look,
got a
this is
5-minute set.
This is a serious matter.
5 minutes.
So
You got to sit
I
down.
ain't lose
Your
my
thing
keys.
thing in the
Yeah.
But
camera.
I-
Sit down.
I
Unless it's
misplaced.
a
Sit
only-
down. Your thing in the camera. Thank
It
you.
didn't say nothing.
I misplaced my cellular device. So I need to
what?
find my cellular device.
Oh, you want to call it? He is and this is the beauty of live.
I misplaced my cellular
live
device.
production. He's misplaced his cellular device, and
Hey,
so
you
we gonna
literally
call
was
it.
just on it over there.
You,
I wasn't on my phone. I don't think I was.
You got a
You were.
FaceTime call.
You took it to the bar to get it charged.
Charge.
6, 7, 8.
yeah, you took it to get charged.
Now give us that
I need a
goddamn mic.
Get my mic back. I need a shot.
Bring it back
when
over
you go
here.
to the bar, give me a shot of tequila. Thank
But
you.
we need the mic though before you go.
Yeah, when I say this man don't get
Y'all, we are live at Harold's Bar in
every Monday night. You never know what you gonna get. Today we got shot in a red hat.
We do got shouted in the red hat.
Shot in a red hat.
But listen, y'all jump in the comments and tell us what y'all think too as well, because ain't no right or wrong answer. If you feel like fuck them kids, fuck them kids.
Right.
If you feel like for me, I think for me,
Uh-huh.
I would want to have less responsibility as possible too when it comes to a kid, because sometimes people break up,
that part.
and I would have a hard time breaking up with your kid,
Okay,
But
so then that's a question.
especially
you
if I
break up
watched
with
them
the
grow
parent,
from we had to a big kid. Like, that's
if
gonna
you
fuck
break
with
up
me.
with the parent,
Yeah.
do you continue a relationship
Or
with
do
the
you
child?
give the kid back? You
If
give the
the
kid
pa-
back.
to me, if
Wait,
the
what do
if
you
both
mean?
Hey,
You
y'all.
give the kid? No.
You
do
give
you
the kid- do
continue?
y'all have stepkids? No.
Anybody got any
stepkids?
stepkids?
No, no.
Anybody a stepdaddy? Stepmom?
I
No?
think for me, Sunshine, right? Hear me out. I think for me, I am willing to be involved in that child's life as much as both parents are willing to let me be.
Mhm.
Because if I'm not married to that parent anymore, I technically don't have any rights to that kid. So it's up to both parents. For me, it's up to both parents.
Okay. So I have a friend who met his wife and she had a baby. They got married.
But it was his baby.
No, it wasn't. She came with a baby.
Okay.
They got married. Baby was very, very, very young, months. Then they had their own kid. He still treated both of them like his own children. Then they got divorced. Of course, he maintains his relationship with his own child, and grandparents are all involved. But the other child sort of faded away.
I don't think that's fair to that child.
That's that. Okay, so it's not fair to that child, but is it life? It's life.
But I don't think
Okay,
we need to be
so-
pushing life just because it's life. I feel like
No,
there
no,
has
no,
to be
no.
some grace and
I
leniency.
can speak to this as a kid of. I got 4 parents,
Uh-huh.
right? So essentially, I got 2 moms, 2
Two
dads.
dads. Steps. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. All right. My stepdad and my mom got divorced when I was 13. So I didn't spend any time with my stepdad until I was 26. So from 13 to 26, we had interactions, but it was not the interactions that I had growing up with him in the house. So a lot of times I tell people that I spent a lot of my time as a missionary, as a baby child.
Uh-huh.
So from like 3 to 13, I was always in church because my stepdad was a pastor. But from
Gotcha.
13 to 26 or 13 to 18, my schedule flipped. So now I have all this open time. So yeah, no, like once you divorce, you can keep that relationship if you want. Like me and him, we still have a great relationship now. But for 5 years, 6 years there, we didn't really speak. So
No, and so this is, I get it. And so here's the reality. So life set in for this person that I'm talking about, right? So when they got divorced, the stepdaughter no longer qualified for his insurance. The rewards and free flights that they got through the grandfather working for Delta, that no longer applied to the stepdaughter. All these logistical things fell out of place for the stepdaughter. So naturally, she starts seeing a different doctor. She can't go on certain vacations because it costs too much. Her flights aren't free. Little things like that start happening. So how do you even prevent that from happening? How do you handle that? You
That's
know?
a person by person basis,
right?
Yeah.
Do
And
you
I'll tell
not?
you-
Well, so here's the thing. So his wife calls and says, "Hey, you're not treating daughter 1 the same as you're treating daughter 2." And so he's trying to explain, like, I can't pay for her to go out of the country. You know what I mean? So how could he stay involved the same way? Does he not give his daughter the same, like, what he wants to give her because he can't provide it for the other one too?
No, I don't think in that case, no, because there's nothing you can do. That's a circumstantial situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when it comes to purposefully being like, oh, well, that's not my child anymore, so I don't have to do shit for that child. I think for me, it's
Okay,
morally
it's
wrong.
the mindset. It's not that.
And the
he
reason
won't,
I
it's
say
he
that is
can't.
because I was a stepchild
Mhm.
with my brother and my dad. My brother and my sister have the same dad, and I have my own dad. From the time I was like 1 to like 11, going on 12, my father wasn't in my life for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
So all I had was their dad as my dad. And I was technically his first child because my mom didn't have kids when she married. She had me.
Yeah.
So when my brother and sister were, born, I understood naturally early on that that's these niggas. This nigga's kid.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Uh-huh.
But I started to feel that as a child. It'd be like, oh, he'll come get them and leave me at the house. And it was like,
Yeah.
you were all the father I knew at one point. So how is that fair to the kid? I understand that and then the thing about it is my mom is still, she gonna kill me for saying this, legally married to that man to this day.
Oh, well.
And now I don't have a relationship with him because I feel like, nigga, you left me.
Yeah.
And then now he'll see me and be like, hey, what's up, boy? How you doing? And for me, it'll be like, no, fuck you, because you really left me.
Yeah.
And it's not a thing of not dealing with the trauma. I feel like that's my boundary. Like, you walked off on me. You just now coming back because you feel like it's beneficial. Fuck you.
Yeah, no, and that's real, and that's the risk you take as a parent. Sometimes we don't give a child's opinion or feelings any validation because they're young, but you don't know what they're going to carry with them or what's going to stick. For me, I think I'm numb to it. I've had so many step parents that it don't matter. Like, it just don't matter. I don't give a fuck. Good. Everybody done married my daddy. Like, it don't matter. So that's how I look at it. But for real.
I think for me, if my mom was to get remarried, there's no other stepdad. You get one, like I said, you get one person that you get the call. Like, no, that's just that broad's nigga. Like, the fuck, like.
No, and that's the thing. Like, cause my stepdad, he gets called Ed. Like, that's his name. No daddy, none of that extra shit. But one thing that was different for me,
petty. My Mr. Ed,
Mr.
Ed.
I wouldn't even call him Mr. because I'm not putting no respect on your shit. But I love him. He cool. But the thing, he left. He had 6 kids. He had 6 kids with his ex-wife and left them in another state and then came down to live with me and my mom. So his kids looking at me like, hold on, why my daddy? Exactly. And so.
But let me tell you, your mama had a powerful tool, baby.
Oh, my mama did.
To make a nigga leave his family to come be with y'all.
Oh, mama. My mama was the goat.
She's
Shout out to my mama.
And she's the goat.
Yes, she definitely did her thing.
Okay.
But here, I had a comment right here. So it says, oh, we got 2 minutes. Oh, we're okay.
Right, you can read the comment.
Yeah, okay. So I've explained to my partner that when I take care of our children, I don't have to second guess everything I say or do with them. So he initially said
I agree with that.
That it's hard for him to raise his stepkids because he's questioning and he wants to make sure that
he's not secure.
He's not. Yeah. And he said, I don't know. He's like, with my kid, I can discipline them. I can do whatever I need to do. And there's no question it's coming from me.
Because it's natural.
Yep. And he said that's what it puts a boundary between him and his spouse and his kids because he's second guessing everything he's doing.
That's why I feel like if you get married again, you need to get married again while your kids are grown.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, I agree.
Reason being is because nobody's responsible for your kids.
Exactly.
Not even you.
Mm-hmm.
They're responsible for themselves. You responsible for you and your man and your happiness. He ain't got to worry about playing stepdaddy. She ain't got to worry about playing stepmama. It's just like
or just don't bring them around. Like my auntie, she didn't have anybody around for 20 years while her kids was going off into college. Nobody was around. Soon as they, got grown and settled, she popped out with her man that they had been together for 10 years already and nobody knew because she didn't bring him around. So it worked out for
I
her.
definitely feel like that. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop bringing that man around your kids every time you meet them.
Yes, you don't need a stepdaddy.
You don't. You need a man. Them kids got a daddy.
That's a good way to end it. You need a man.
Them kids should have a daddy.
All right, y'all. We were out here live at Harold's. We talked about stepdaddies, stepmamas,
and all this shit in between.
Yep.
And you baby mamas and stepmamas too.
Yeah, y'all are. And stop playing with that man.
Go on and let them kids like they yours, or try to at least.
But like we said earlier, we're out here every night or every Monday night at 7:30. Our conversations are always
lit.
Yes, and we never know where the hell they're gonna end up. Shout out to our special guest who gave the mic back. But like you said,
Did he give it back?
Yeah, Samaj took it back. But if you do come out here, you can be a part of the conversation live. You can get the hookah specials, get the drink specials, get your wings and your things.
Damn, I can't take that mic back out.
Yeah.
We were just tired. We were just tired.
And if you can't make it out here, you can join us on the live. You can join the conversation that way and talk your shit through the computer. We will read the comments and we will talk back. Got
Every
anything
week.
to say?
Just make sure
catch
y'all
mine.
come back here next Monday. And if y'all missed it, y'all can hit the replay back on Hits 92.3 ATL page on all platforms.
All right. We're out of here, guys.
It's been real.
Decatur, Lithonia, Conyers, Covington, McDonough, and all surrounding areas. Something Special Bar and Lounge presents Music Bingo and Karaoke. That's right, you heard me. Music Bingo and Karaoke every Wednesday at Something Special Bar and Lounge. On the 1 and 2s, we got DJ P-Joe. Not to mention, we got the host with the most. Kells, we got drink specials, plus the full kitchen, seafood dip, salmon bites, sweet heat wings, jerk chicken egg roll. From 5 to 7 is our happy hour. Mix and match, 2 items, looking for good vibes, delicious drinks, delicious food. Something Special Bar and Lounge, 1377 Old McDonough Highway, Conyers, Georgia. The best spot on the east side. Express lunch on the go. Not to mention now open for lunch from 11 to 3 Monday through Friday. Look us up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Something Special Bar and Lounge.